Ladies and gentlemen, Principal Joseph O'Chin.
Good evening, parents, relatives, friends, distinguished guests, faculty, and staff. Welcome to the 59th commencement ceremony of Northern Highlands Regional High School. The Clan Naval Bagpipers will lead the class of 2025, escorted by faculty advisors to the class, Ms. Selena DeGilio and Mrs. Enza Sardella. Processional. Please stand as we present the class of 2025. Please remain standing for our national anthem, performed by Highlands Voices. Signing our national anthem will be students from our American Sign Language class, seniors, Ava Chalvin, Emma Degadars, and Frida Friedman. Please be seated. And now, to welcome the class of 2025, I am pleased to introduce Class Council Leaders Olivia Blas, Lara Dabo, and Dylan Bennett.
Good evening, everyone. Thank you all for being here tonight. For those of you who don't know, I'm Dylan Danitz, and I'm joined by Olivia Blas and Laura DeBog. These past few years, we have had the pleasure of representing our class and organizing events that have made our time at Northern Highlands special. Our final job as the class council leaders is to welcome our family, friends, faculty, administrators, and our class on this special day.
Fellow classmates, if you take yourselves back to before we began this 4-year-long journey, you would find yourselves in this very spot. We stood together during freshman orientation on this turf, pitted against one another in one giant game of rock, paper, scissors. We were unsure of who our friends would be, who we would become, and what we would accomplish. But now we're here once again on this field for the last time to celebrate the class of 2025.
We get it. You may have wanted to be done with high school for a long time. Memorial Day weekend is over, spring break has ended, sports seasons are done, and our future awaits. Let's be honest, almost all of us have fallen victim to senioritis, and many of you feel like you just can't wait to get out of here. We've only just sat down for the ceremony, and you might already want it to be over.
We all have a bad habit of wishing time away. In reality, we've spent each year of high school wanting it to be the next. Freshman year, walking in the halls, not knowing where to go, all we wanted was to be a sophomore. We couldn't wait to get rid of the notorious Fresh Meat nickname, or to not have to worry about showing up to school in the awful Mr. Potato Head Halloween costume that came with being on a sports team.
As sophomores, we wanted to pass driver's ed and get our licenses earned. We wished to be considered upperclassmen and sit in the middle cafeteria away from the younger kids. By the time we were juniors, we were consumed with wanting that score on the SAT and craved being done studying for the newly added midterms and AP exams. We counted down the days to our birthdays in anticipation of taking our driver's tests and spent the whole year waiting for our first prom.
After that, we all just wanted to be seniors. But then, when senior year finally came, we wanted the stress of college applications and acceptances to end. We didn't want to have to worry about classwork and getting good grades anymore, and we all spent time wishing we could just graduate.
Wow, that was a lot, right? Over the past 4 years, looking ahead has consumed us. We spent so much time wishing these moments away, only realizing now how quickly time has passed. These special, defining moments are over. Now we're here, and we have a favor to ask. Live in right now. Don't worry about potentially falling across the stage while collecting your diploma, where we're going for project graduation, or even getting your phone back after the ceremony. Because trust me, you'll survive a couple hours without them.
Appreciate what's happening right now, here at this graduation. The people that have come to support you, the faculty that has helped develop you into who you are today, and the friends who have shaped your high school experience.
We're ending our time here at Northern Highlands in the same place we were, as nervous freshmen playing rock, paper, scissors, although a little bit older and hopefully a little bit smarter. So let's enjoy this moment and the rest of the ceremony together. Thank you and congratulations to the class of 2025.
I would like to introduce our first class speaker, Autumn Chu.
Good evening, family, friends, faculty, administration, members of the Board of Education, distinguished guests, and most importantly, the class of 2025. I have fantastic news. You will never fail. Now, don't get too confident. I'm not saying you won't fail some future midterm or that you won't bomb an interview. That's part of it. But you will never fail in the game of life. Why? Because Highlands taught you how to play. Life is a game, but many people lose before they even begin. They don't read the rule book. They play the game wrong. In order to win, others have been taught to believe that the game pieces are about what you have, the college, the grades, the resume. But at Northern Highlands, we were taught to read the rules of the game of life. So how do we win? We win by being who we've been taught to be. People who were given the game pieces of integrity, respect, resilience, and kindness. Sound familiar? We've seen these values in the hallways, and we have played them in our game a lot more than we realize. When you give the stylus back to your classmate, even though you and all of your friends have lost theirs. Integrity. When we give other people the right-of-way driving in the senior lot, rare but true, respect. When we bounce back from that trig identities test, resilience. And when that one guy makes a history study guide at 2 a.m. and shares with all, kindness. Each moment we live, each choice we make, that is the game. We will make thousands of decisions every single day, and each one is a move. But with the right pieces in our hands, our decisions will forever be grounded in Northern Highlands ethos. We'll never lose. This school has shaped us into players who showed up and supported each other. Maybe it's the Highlands Ramapo football game, the Mamma Mia musical, the DECA trivia nights. We need more Highlanders in this world. We need to be the good. Tonight will be tomorrow. Tomorrow will be the next day. Time will fade our memory. You'll forget names, people. You'll forget your SAT score, the color of your prom dress. But we won't forget the feeling. The feeling of how you treated others. The feeling of how others treated you. Tonight, you don't just walk across the field. You roll the dice. Our next round begins. But this time, you'll be prepared. Because from here on out, you'll be playing as a Highlander. Your board is blank. Life is messy. But you have everything you need to play the game of life the Highlander way and come out on top. You have the chance to leave a legacy of a lifetime. One rooted in integrity, respect, resilience, and kindness. Class of 2025, are you ready? Let's play. Thank you.
Thank you, Autumn. Please welcome our next class speaker, Nick Franchi.
Good evening, friends, family, faculty, administrators, and the class of 2025. If you listen closely, you'll notice that the world has a habit of trying to define people. Are we Gen Z, Gen Alpha? Are we screen obsessed, socially anxious, too disconnected? Are we the band kids, the athletes, the theater kids, the quiet ones at the back of the class? Pop culture loves to put people into categories. Movies, music, possibly even high school itself comes with labels. Labels that try to sum us up in a few simple words. Well, what I've realized over the past 4 years at Northern Highlands is this. People are never that simple. Because we don't just fit into one box. we can be whoever we want to be. Some of us are theater kids, but also crush it at DECA. Some of us are athletes and also lead community service fundraisers. Some of us rank in top 10 of the class and can play guitar like nobody's business. We showed up in unpredictable ways, did things nobody expected us to do, and reminded one another time and time again that we are so much more than any label the world can give us. Freshman year, many of us were labeled as strangers. Different kids from different places, walking into a huge, scary building with no idea who we'd sit next to, laugh with, learn from, or the people that we'd become. But now, look at how many of us can call each other friends. 4 years later, we've walked these hallways so many times that they feel familiar, almost like a second home. And yet somehow, we still manage to surprise each other. That's the beauty of growing up in the same space with the same people. You get to watch each other change. You change too, quietly, gradually, and together. While all of us have a mixed bag of different labels, there's one that we all share, the class of 2025. With this class, we've shared early mornings and late afternoons. We've sat in classrooms with some of the greatest teachers who helped us see the world from different perspectives and shape the way we think. We all waited for the bell to ring at 2:36, a sound I'm confident will be engraved in our ears for decades to come. And we've all had those little moments, whether it was a glance, a laugh, or a walk between classes, that didn't seem important at the time, but helped shape the beautiful journey we've taken as a class. When we leave here, we will start getting new labels. Labels like math major or junior intern. But no matter how many labels we receive, only one will really matter, Highlander. Because being a Highlander means you're not just a stereotype or a statistic. You're not just a face in a crowd. You're not just the kid from this table or that group. You're a Highlander. And that means something. It means we were here, that we showed up for each other, that we leave with stories, laughs, mistakes, knowledge, and the growth of this building with us. So I say, people out. We already know better. We're not boxes. As the banner proudly proclaims, once a Highlander, always a Highlander. Thank you.
This ceremony is always such a special occasion. The culmination of years of hard work, the actualization of goals achieved, and acknowledgement of those successes. On June 5th, we recognized 85 seniors at our senior award ceremony. The names and awards are listed in your program. We have some additional awards to present tonight. Assistant Principal of Student Affairs, Dr. Tony LaRocca, will assist in the presentation of those awards. Our valedictorian, Matthew Steinfink. Our salutatorian, Justin Shea. And our Principal's Award for 4 years of perfect attendance, Sebastian Amaro. Thank you, Dr. LaRocca, for your assistance. I would like to also extend my sincere appreciation to those people who make this such a memorable and dignified ceremony. To our teachers, counselors, and support staff, I thank you from the bottom of my heart for your dedication, patience, and unwavering belief in the abilities of our students. You have nurtured their minds, challenged their intellect, and inspired them to reach for the stars. Thank you to our staff. Our buildings and grounds crew must be recognized for the assisting in the setup of this field and preparation for this ceremony. Our facilities look magnificent more than others. This graduation, because of the extreme heat, they had to do a little additional work. So for that, we thank them very much. And finally, I would like to thank my assistant, Ami Shah, to details and all the planning that goes to this graduation ceremony. People usually refer to their assistant as being their right-hand person. Well, she is also my left-hand person. Could not do this job without her. Thank you, Ami. The high school office staff of Terry McIntyre, Eileen O'Connor, and Heather Cece must also be acknowledged for their help. Thank you all. It is now with great pride that I introduce to you our salutatorian, Justin Shea.
Good evening, friends, family, faculty, administrators, and the class of 2025. I think I'm having a midlife crisis at 18. I know what you're all thinking. This might be a little bit too early for one. I'm not exactly sure what brought me to this point. Maybe it was learning about Merceau's absurd life in The Stranger during honors modern fiction, or maybe it was getting into my first college and realizing that I did it. It was over. Of course, I was ecstatic when I received my first acceptance letter, but I thought the moment would feel a little bit more remarkable. Once that initial excitement wore off, I was left feeling overwhelmed at what came next. It was bound to happen eventually. After all, everything I've done in high school has been to reach some type of milestone, most of it being college. I stayed up studying for math, science, history, and English tests for college. I worked on huge marketing projects for college. I stressed over cramming for APs and SATs for weeks for college, and I sunk an endless amount of time into many clubs and extracurriculars for college. But it doesn't end at college. Once we're there, we'll repeat the cycle again, loading up our schedules so we can secure a good job, and once we get that job, we'll work our butts off for so many years so we can be set for retirement. I think the phrase, "the grind never stops," best encapsulates how I was feeling. Life was supposed to feel like a path, yet to me, it felt like a never-ending treadmill, or as Sisyphus would say, a boulder to keep pushing up the hill. So as we're all sitting here thinking about the next daunting milestone in our lives, I'm left wondering, what's the point? That's when I remembered what my 7th grade science teacher told our class. You may forget the science, but you won't forget the skills you develop. This got me thinking about how there may be some greater meaning in the in-between. Maybe the point isn't just reaching the next step, the milestone. The moments in between may have been unremarkable at first, but they often turn to be the most memorable. Yes, I stayed in extra help, the library, and then up all night studying for that one AP physics test. But I also made friends with study partners and teachers, relationships that I still maintain today. Yes, I spent hours researching how to implement AI in businesses for an honors marketing project in DECA, but I also got the chance to learn firsthand from an owner of a local business how the real estate industry works. And yes, I did a lot of volunteer tutoring just to have it for my Common App, but I also learned how rewarding it was when the child would finally understand a difficult math topic after a long session. Even though I was looking at college as the goal for all of these activities, maybe I should have been looking at the little moments in between. So yes, we've reached the milestone of graduating high school, and we should definitely feel accomplished at our achievements. But reaching this milestone isn't suddenly what gives our lives meaning, especially if we're going to continue to set more. We can still chase a milestone and recognize that the journey is part of the experience. Everything we've done in between, everything in this journey to graduate is what makes our lives special. So as we move on to the next milestone in our lives, make sure you appreciate the in-between. Maybe that'll save you from a midlife crisis too. Thank you.
At this time, Senior Ash Kim, along with our senior vocal ensemble, will perform the next chapter. The lyrics were written by Senior Delaney O'Grady, and the music was written by students in our Songwriters Studio class.
Water the halls, we blasting. Water the classrooms full of valuable lessons. Now our time is gone and let the memories stay. Photos and yearbooks assigning the page. Now the bell has rung for the very last time. Caps in the air, our stars align. It's a new chapter, a brand new page. Leaving the past, stepping on the stage. With a heart full of dreams and a suitcase of hope. Running our path, learning to cope. From high school days to college skies, we're chasing tomorrow with open eyes. Packing my things, all the stuff I can find. I'm leaving my friends and my family behind. I'm starting to feel it, I know that it's time to go find myself, to get on with my life. Now the bell has rung for the very last time. Caps in the air, our stars align. It's a new chapter.
Difficult those decisions may be. Seniors, before you move on to the next phase of your lives, I'd like to make sure that each of you knows how thankful we are to have had you as a part of our family. As a class, you've been extremely successful both in and out of the classroom. That level of success does not come by chance. It is through hard work and dedication that has allowed each of you to thrive in even the toughest of times. Whether it was academic, co-curricular, or community-based, you have been our guiding light in both our school and communities, and we thank you for that leadership. You've certainly set the bar high for future generations of Highlanders. So go forth, remember what you've learned over the past 4 years, take those lessons and create your own future. We will be proud of you no matter what path you choose. Parents and loved ones, before I go, I'd also like to provide you with a special thanks from Northern Highlands. Without your support and caring throughout your child's lives, these honorees with 9 years. Over the past 5 years, she served as the Board of Education President. Prior to her involvement on the board, she served our communities through numerous other organizations, such as being the president of HASA for 3 years, Upper Saddle River Girl Scouts, and currently remains on the board of Upper Saddle River Cares. To certify the class of 2025, please welcome Mrs. Christine Ferrari.
behalf of the Board of Education, we extend our heartfelt gratitude to the administration for their unwavering dedication and exemplary leadership. Thank you to the teachers and the whole staff for their exceptional commitment to the education of our students. A personal thanks to the incredible volunteers who make up the Board of Education and always put the students first. And to our community that has nurtured and provided all of you with countless opportunities, thank you. On behalf of Dr. Beckerman, the Superintendent of Northern Highlands High School, it is my honor to share with everyone here today that all members of the senior graduating class of 2025 have met both the State of New Jersey and the Northern Highlands Board of Education requirements for graduation. In sharing this information, it provides me with great pleasure to be the first to present to all of you and your friends and loved ones the Northern Highlands Class of 2025. Seniors, congratulations on meeting these rigorous requirements and best wishes in all your future endeavors. Ladies and gentlemen, the Class of 2025.
Before we distribute diplomas, I too would like to thank the Board of Education for the instrumental role they play in improving and supporting the resources that allows the Northern Highlands to flourish and maintain its academic excellence. It is now time to award diplomas. Mrs. DeGilio and Mrs. Sardella will now read the names of our graduates. Diplomas will be presented by the trustees of the Northern Highlands Board of Education.
Nathaniel Abraham, Ivan Akapana, Luke Harrison Adami, Sophia Akaway, Ryan Catherine Alderton, Fatima Al-Salim, Quinn Bo Alvarez, Jacob Alvello, Joshua Alvello, Sebastian Amaro, Olivia Chase Ameri, Rohan C. Amin, Elizabeth I. Amitsis, John P. Anastasopoulos, Gabrielle Marie Anderson, Ava Marie Andakachea, Chloe Judith Anselmi, Shannon Riley Arbor, Aaron Arvin Augustine, Nicole Awad,
Sean E. Azerman, Sophia Jolie Bacalzo, Daniel Nicholas Basich, Alyssa Rose Bagnato, Timothy Sungmin Bang, Jacob Matthew Barada, Justin Barkan, Chelsea Barker, Sophie Bergman, Kenneth Jacob Bernstein, Samantha B. Bernstein,
Jacob Simon Burwitz. Brent John Beswick. Gia Badra. Angelina Biondo. Alexa Birch. Jarrett Marcel Birnbaum. Josh Jaden Birnbaum. Remy Olivia Blanchard. Olivia Ann Gladys.
Lauren Hayes Burke. Matthew Boydell. Zachary Hunter Bronstein. Cooper James Brody. Jacob B. Bronk. Megan A. Buchanan. Avery Buckbaum. Julia Marie Buono. Kira Bella Burke. Kelsey Lee Burt. Brooke Catherine Budmiller. Francesca Helen Cachabaudo. Thomas William Cafiero. Leah Joan Calandrillo. Audrey Josephine Campbell. Emerson Rose Campbell. Isabella Rose Carney. Andrew M. Carrion. Daphne Castellano. Linus Palumvinskis.
Ava Chalfin. Marlana Tina Marie Chase. Mahika Chatterbaby. Derek Chen. Derek Sion Chen. Jonathan Chang. Jameson Chin. Autumn Chu. Cannon Chu. William S. Choi. Eva Sadie Shokan. Cooper Cosgriff. Amy Jane D'Ambrosio. Lara DeBog. Dylan Grace Danitz. Ryder Davis. Catherine Olivia Deanna. Quinn Randall DeBruin. Maggie Ellen D. Emma Grace Degenars.
Farah Delarusso. Jesse J. DeNoble. Emma Depish. Isabella Depish. Jack B. Diaz. Jessica J. DiCostanzo. Lucas Christian DiPasupo. Samantha J. Dolan. Daniel Patrick Duker. John Durante. Vera Evdo Kamova. Olivia Susan Fazio. Jaden Fagan. Nicholas James Franchi. Joseph Frank Franchica. Alex Jeremy Friedland. Frida Friedman. Riley Elizabeth Fuchs. Sophia Margaret Galgano.
Cassidy Blue Gallagher. Malavika Gambier. Malik Gambier. James Thomas Gandera. Jake Gartman. Lila R. Geller. Sia Geary. Charles Herbert Gobert. Nicholas M. Gorbach. Maxwell B. Gottlieb. Caitlin Olivia Goulet. Benjamin Parker Granis. Jake Sampson Gray. Michael P. Grinberg. Cameron Griswold. Isabella T. Grunwald. Anvi Gupta. Ronit Gupta. Elena Haddad. John L. Halligan.
Cassidy Mara Halavis. Jake Hudson Halperin. Jake's diploma will be presented by his mother, Board of Education member, Mrs. Lisa Halperin. Shane Aiden Hanlon. Tatum Jane Harris. Selma Lena Sharif Hassan. Jack Henderson. Nobuko Alessandra Nkapier. Avery Hirsch. Liam Scott Hockren. Amelia Teresa Sue. Kyle Anthony Sue. Justin Paul Iannelli. Jaden Thomas Iorato. Emily Ivanette. Taylor A. Jacoby. Jude Jaludi. Fiona Ethel Jama. Dylan Alexander Jeffrey. Drew Joseph Jenkins. Nathaniel P. Johnson.
Iris Jones. Sachi V. Casare. Emily Nicole Cam. Lily Marie Caprellian. Jeanette Cardan. Zachary Joseph Karaleski. Danielle Joe Kashavarov. Gabriel J. K. Lily Grace K. Nicholas A. Keating. Ashlyn Grace Kirsting. Alexandra Chloe Corey. Ash Kim. Jonah Kim. Macy Ruby Kim. Noah Thomas Kingsley. Paige Taya Kinney. Ryan Clarish. Madeline Francis Knapp.
Koduru.
Nicole Commenda. Scooter K. Kraft. Grace Kraus. Jolie Paige Krieger. Ava Marina Kursar. Sabrina Kate Kursar. Ik-Kyun Kwan. Alai Ladera. Ryan James Lilleen. Madeline Renee Lardieri. Daphne James Latera. Jacob John Lee. Jakob Lancheski. Zach Lenge. Peter Michael Leonard. Ethan Levine. Andrew Sampson Levinson. Leah Stevie Levitt. Sanjana LeMay. Jenna Levitheris.
Sophia Lynn Latito. Xiao Ma. Brian Angelo Machado. Zainab Makrosh. Ayan Saeed Malik. Jaden Maverick Mamangana. Sophia Mary Mamunas. Gianna Rose Mancero. Elizabeth Hope Marino. Nora Marin. Josephine Maroney. Stephen S. Martinez. Habiba Hisham Mashallah. Jack Joseph Mastandria. Hannah Molly Matthews. Anthony Andrew Moriello. Ava Sophia Moriello. Jesse Lee McDonald. Joseph S. McDermott. Grace Ann McKenna.
Colin Alexander Mendoza. Alexander C. Mesropian. Liam E. Miller. Arlen Merzoyan Morales. Nina Miss Antonis. Julia Grace Monforth. Eve Grace Moody. Santiago Roberto Moronta. Ayana J. Moss. Colin Shay Murphy. Kira Shay Murray. Yasna Naladaru. Fiorella Pyrenees Napola. Patrick Matthew Navard. Riley E. Nolan. Kelly Catherine Novak. Grace Elizabeth Noilazada. Charlie Alexis Delaney Gardner O'Grady.
Sienna Elizabeth. Michael Thomas O'Sullivan. Alexander Thomas Orr. Joshua L. Ortiz. Evan Asadur Ozdemir. Cameron Ava Parmalee. Sophia Christina Patel. Addison Diane Pavone. Michael Lawrence Pembroke. Lauren Marie Perez. Michael Perpepi. Themelina Petrakis. John Dominic Pignatelli. Benjamin N. Pimentel. Christian Peter Pachaco. Stephen Thomas Pachaco. Gabriel J. Potrich. William R. Prince. William's diploma will be presented by his father, Board of Education member, Dr. Andrew Prince. Evan Rodancic. Aryan Mahir Rothman.
Lindsay Nicole Rathbun. Gabriella Catherine Rigo. Aiden Nastanza Reyes. Giovanna M. Ryan. Hakeem Richards. Carly Robinson. Gabriella Marie Rodriguez. Ava Rome. Claire Elizabeth Rosenfeld. Nolan Thomas Rhoda. Alec Roth. Ryan Daniel Rourke. Elise Christine Rudder. Chloe Hassan Rue. Ria Satarangani. Mahek Kaur Saluja. Ethan H. Sandlofer. Makayo Oliver Santos. Josh Schildener.
Rebecca L. Schutz. Juliana Rose Servideo. Justin Shea. Sienna Rose Schreier. Ryan Isaac Sika. Julia Stella Sicolo. Tanner Sim. Ibrahim Scarrick. Jeremy Slavosavicius. Dylan J. Song. Zacharias Song. Emre Sonmes. Sophia Calais Salakis. Mayella Theodosia Stathis. Matthew Werner Steinfink.
William Noah Steinfink. Nicholas A. Stovebun. Sloan Robert Strudler.
Ksenia Sechkova. Taylor J. Sung. Victor Savorik. Susanna Shamansky. Salma Tari. Tara Jane Tensilin. Emmy Bailey Thompson. Rashab R. Talani. Gregory Tamaris. Jacob Toomey. Gianluca Tortorolo. Abigail Grace Trajkovic. Elizabeth Tizzy. Anthony S. Tefano. Christopher J. Tefano. Daniel Lucas Topikin. Natalia Anna Tynan. Helen Ulu. Peter John Mathiadis.
Sophia Nicole Van Beert. Delia A. Vanderhyde. Zarin Minari Veras Royal. Lawson Cole Vogel. Ansh Bora. Angeliza Wong. Jack G. Warzala. Jack's diploma will be presented by his mother, Board of Education member, Mrs. Suzanne Warzala. Sophie Victoria Weil. Rachel Farah Weisenthal. Thomas James Wang. Elizabeth Sarah Weiss. Madeline Mary Wilkham. Brooke Shu. Kevin Chang Shu. Ayan Zaki. Savannah Lily Zito.
Great job, seniors. Congratulations. At this time, Highlands Voices will perform The Journey.
Just like the world has turned its back on you, didn't stop you.
Times you felt like giving in and giving up. Times you didn't know if you were strong enough. Still you got through. Somehow it's all part of the plan. The journey. The journey.
There is no journey that I know of that can be taken without your parents. Parents, thank you so much for your partnership and your trust. It's been awesome to be on this journey with you. We're grateful to have had the opportunity to play a role in your child's growth and development. Thank you for raising such remarkable young people. Before we hear from our next speaker, I would like to recognize those graduates who are in the Honor Society. This very high honor is indicative of one who has achieved the field of academics, as well as one who personifies the higher standards of service, leadership, and character. At this time, I ask our National Honor Society to please stand and be recognized. Thank you. Graduates and guests, I am honored to present our valedictorian, Matthew Steinfink.
Good evening, family, friends, faculty, and fellow graduates. As I stand up here tonight, I can't help but think about how much we've all grown throughout these past couple of years. I learned so much in my academics, but just as importantly, I learned many lessons from my friends. Today, I would like to touch on a few things that they have taught me these past 4 years. For my twin brother, Willie, I learned about ball up top. Just like when I first heard this phrase, you're probably confused. Apparently the term comes from one-on-one basketball, and Willie interprets the phrase as being an expression of never giving up. Even if your opponent gains a point, you still have time to catch up. Since I have a bad habit of thinking that one mistake will spiral into a multitude of failures, I was a bit skeptical at first. Yet, I have often seen many comebacks, whether that be someone bouncing back from a bad test score to sports teams who have beat the odds. Even came back from his fantasy football league. We're all bound to make mistakes in the future, but we must instead take that opportunity to ball up top and things will work out. From Catherine and Autumn, I learned that studying is much more enjoyable with friends. I've been very fortunate to have had them in my study hall. Although they might have had my productivity, I can say that I've always looked forward to that period. As someone who is known by my friends for overstudying, I don't find working as depressing as it might seem. It can be quite pleasant, it just depends on your environment. You can surround yourself with friends, maybe work with a plate of sweets right next to you, or listen to some music. As our lives are likely to be filled with work, let's at least make it a bit more entertaining. From my friends Sophie, Malavika, Zainab, and Brooke, you should get a pickleball group. Or as I interpret it, you should have a good work-life balance. Burnout is all too common, and I can't even count how many times I've heard someone grumble about it in the hallways. Many of us may then go to the other extreme and fall victim to senioritis. As a result, a balance is all too important, so we need to have outlets to take a step back. That could be by pursuing a hobby, playing a sport like pickleball, and I personally think that even watching a TV show or movie can be a great way to relax. I'm sure all of you had in kindness, resilience, authenticity, and so much more. These are things I hope you're grateful for and look back on too in the past couple of years. As we've learned so much from the people around us, I think it's only fair to give our thanks, especially as we move on to our next chapter. I would like to thank Highlands' amazing staff and faculty, my teachers who have always gone above and beyond, of course, my mom, dad, brother, sister, and Bunny, who have always been, and I know will always be there for me. Remember to always have amazing people around you. Thank you.
Thank you, Matthew. Directed by Mr. Tom Pastor, the concert choir seniors will now perform Irish Blessings, followed by the Northern Highlands Alma Mater. And now, as I stand before you with love, joy, and gratitude, I would like to congratulate the class of 2025 on your graduation from Northern Highlands. Tonight marks not just the end of your high school journey, but the beginning of a new path, one shaped by your choices, your values, and your vision for the future. When you entered Northern Highlands 4 years ago, we had just introduced our newly developed vision and mission statement. We made sure that the values in that vision, respect, resilience, kindness, and integrity, were more than just words posted in hallways, spoken in assemblies, or displayed on our scoreboard. Those values were meant to be a compass that would guide your growth, your choices, and your relationships. Daily practices that build character and community. And now, 4 years later, they are not meant to be left behind. They are the foundation upon which you will build a meaningful life. Those 4 pillars have shaped our school community, and you brought them to life in unforgettable ways. One moment that captured this so perfectly was the Friday after prom. Many assumed we would not see you until yesterday's graduation practice. But many of you chose to be in school on that Friday. You showed up, not just to be present, but to be together. You laughed, you cried, you signed yearbooks, and soaked up the final moment of a journey that you truly cherished. That simple act, that collective choice to be together one more time, spoke volumes about who you are as a class. That day, you embodied those core values. You led with respect in how you treated one another and your teachers, with gratitude, humility, and sincerity. You honored your friendships, your memories, and this community. You demonstrated resilience, not just in returning after a long night of celebration, but by the way in which you have shown up all year long. Through challenges and uncertainties, you remained grounded, bounced back, and grew stronger. That day was a reminder how deeply you value the time and the people. You chose kindness in every hug, every tear, and every word written in yearbooks. It was kindness that touched the hearts of your teachers as they watched you embrace each other, not just as classmates, but as a family formed through years of shared laughter, challenge, and growth. In a world that sometimes overlooks the quiet power of kindness, you reminded us of its value. And you honored integrity by choosing to end your high school experience, not with fanfare and noise, but with genuine charm. You chose presence, you chose meaning. You chose to leave with the same character you demonstrated the entire year. It was to praise a school so openly, but you did. Your actions affirm what we already knew. This is a special place, made extraordinary by students like you. You reminded all of us, staff, underclassmen, and each other, what it means to be part of something special. So on behalf of every educator who has taught you, guided you, and cheered you on, I want to say thank you from the bottom of my heart for reminding us that we do truly impact the lives of our students. As you begin your next chapter, allow these values to be your moral compass that you can use to navigate the world with purpose. Let respect shape your relationships. Let resilience carry through every challenge. Let kindness be your language, and let integrity enhance your reputation. Tonight, even though we are celebrating your graduation from Northern Highlands, we are always here for you, so that at any time you need us, please be sure to reach out. General Colin Powell once said, "Remember the beauty and strength of this place, and let it be an inspiration to you all." It has been an honor and a privilege to serve as your principal and to be on this journey with you. So as I conclude this beautiful ceremony, let me say, this place, this school, our home, once a Highlander, always a Highlander. Thank you. Graduates, please stand. Move your tassels to the left. Parents, staff, and guests, I proudly present the class of 2025. Ms. Ray and the band will now play our postlude as parents and guests make their way to the field. Thank you.